Hey, we said we'd share some meals, and Angel's an expert cook. Angel, what are you making? What meal is this?
I'm not an expert cook. This is what I call my egg sandwich meal. So I start by dicing some onions. I'm going to caramelize them because I like the taste in the mixed in with the eggs, and it doesn't really add any calories. So finely dice an onion as fine as you want. A little bit of oil in a pan. I use avocado oil from Costco is what I use. Pan is hot. I tend to salt them a little bit. And then I let those cook down for just a few minutes until they're more translucent color. You can cook them to your preference. Sometimes I'll brown them a little bit, but that way I tend to pre-cook the onions and then they're very easy to add to the egg whites. And I usually do egg whites. Personally, right now I'm using egg whites. I really like these Amalou chicken sausages from Costco. 160 calories in 2 patties, so 80 calories in 1 patty and 7 grams of protein in 1 patty. You know, very clean, good organic ingredients in there. I use these little 100-calorie Thomas English muffins. And then you can use a thin slice of cheese if you prefer regular cheese. These Kraft singles are really easy, and no, they're not the healthiest, but I do like the flavor of them, so that's what I do. So 50 calories each. The whole meal is 297 calories and around 27 grams of protein in this, and I can make the egg ahead of time, just toast the muffin when I get to work, and warm up the egg in the microwave, and I've got a whole meal ready to go.
So you're gonna use 1 English muffin, 1 slice of cheese. One of these, not 2, but 1.
1 English muffin, 1 sausage patty, 1 slice of cheese, a half a cup of egg whites is what I use, and then some of the caramelized onion.
And so you're pre-cooking the caramelized onions so you have to pull from that later, so you don't have to cook
Yes,
every time like that.
I don't have any right now pre-cooked on hand, so.
And then you said 270 calories when everything's said and done for all?
297 calories.
297.
27 grams of protein.
27 grams of protein. Excellent. And there she is combining a protein heavy meal, but there's still some carbs there, so.
You could also substitute 1 whole egg instead of a half a cup of egg whites. I feel like the sausage patties have some fat in them, and so trying to keep my overall calories a little lower, I'm gonna use egg whites instead of 1 whole egg.
Excellent. No, that's a great healthy meal and something everybody can make at home. Oh man, thank you so much.
So my eggs my onions I've got nice and kind of brown and translucent here. That's cooked soft.
And that's Pam spray you're using, or a canola oil?
Yeah, I just use a nonstick spray in the pan to put the egg whites in. I took out, what I don't want. Of course, if you don't like onions, feel free to leave them completely out. I just think it adds good flavor, and especially when I'm mixing egg whites.
Half cup of egg whites, there they are.
Half cup of egg whites, and then season them as you prefer. Salt, pepper, whatever seasonings you want on them, and then I'll cook these down here.
Salt.
And while I'm cooking the egg whites, I'll go ahead and toast the English muffin and get the sausage patty out, because I do prefer that cooked in the pan just to brown the edges a little bit. So go ahead and do that.
So I'm a very skilled chef. Here I am toasting these. This is the English muffins. This is my level of cooking right there. I can toast really good.
So I've got the sausage patty browning. Just a little brown on that one side. I'll flip it over. It's already pre-cooked, so you're not necessarily cooking any. It doesn't have to be cooked all the way through. It just essentially warm it up and brown it. I prefer the taste a little brown. I kind of keep my egg whites a little flat, and that way it goes on the English muffin well.
Here's the finished product over here. So You have the chicken patty on the bottom with the eggs and the cheese melted. Looks yummy. And then you have extra eggs on the side because there's so many eggs they won't even fit in there.
So toasted English muffin, one of the chicken sausage patties. I kind of trim the egg whites so that they fit. You can throw them on, eat them however you want.
Right on the chicken patty, and then that on top, and some extras to eat.
And then this is just, extras of the half cup of egg whites. So I'll eat those on the side. So I prefer meals that taste good and fit within my calorie budget to keep me on track. This to me is one of my favorite meals. I love egg meals, and this kind of makes me feel like I'm eating something that shouldn't necessarily be on a diet. Even this last weekend, I was short on time, short on food, and there was a Starbucks downstairs in my hotel. I grabbed one of their sausage English muffin egg meals, 400 calories, and it was not as good, in my opinion, as this one that I make at home. And I don't know what makes the difference. And maybe I've just become accustomed to cleaner food and more whole food, and maybe it's the onions that make the difference. I know John really prefers them made with onions. If you're short on time, like I said, leave them out, or if you don't know how to do that part, you can always leave it out. You can, if I'm not using the onions and I want more flavor, you can add in one whole egg, that's 70 calories, versus a half cup of egg whites, which is around 60, I think, 40, 60.
Or you could pull the sausage, or the chicken, you could pull the chicken patty out and use an egg and egg whites and that, so there's lots of spin-offs on this.
Yes, there's different variations you can do, but essentially the 100-calorie English muffin, I've used in a pinch when I didn't have access to Costco, because the chicken sausage patties, the only place I've been able to find them at is Costco. I've used the Jimmy Dean turkey sausage patties. To me, they're not quite as good, but very similar calories. It gives you similar flavor and keeps your calories a little lower in the whole meal. So we'll give you more ideas like this, because I have come up with creative ideas that I like to eat every day, whether or not I'm in contest prep, that help keep me on track.
Healthy eating. And I think I saw you drinking water before as you were making this, and I know you'll drink. How much water will you drink with this meal?
Usually I drink about a 40-ounce water bottle
so you
between
drink,
each meal.
Is this what you
I'll eat about 5 meals a day.
So you're gonna drink that thing, probably.
As we mentioned in one of the previous videos, I mean, I've worked up to this, but I probably drink around 2 gallons of water on any given day.
And you'll feel full after eating that meal with all that water, won't you?
The water is kind of a pre-filler with the meal.
All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it. And I can't believe how good this is. I mean, I'm eating this here right now, and I am so satisfied. I could eat this every day. And that's the key, is finding foods that fill you up, that are nutritionally on track, but don't fill you out. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll include a screenshot of my FitnessPal nutritional profile of this, so you have that. And anyway, thanks for tuning in.